that cigar. Slow down a bit, get a lit, and let the blues lay where they are. 'Cause the blues some days, they won't let go. They won't let go. But it's Saturday, we're at the shop today. Let's celebrate, light up an anime, raise a toast, watch the blues go up in smoke. Watch the blues go up in smoke.
I like that. What up, Pops?
What's up, kid? Are we on?
That for sure was the best intro with Sims rocking through here.
Yeah, Sims is up. He's just like a bullet brain.
Oh, thanks, Sims.
Yeah. It's just
He's making it look good.
Go ahead and walk across it.
What's up, Larry Adams? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Shop.
He Brian, where
You
were
ready?
you guys last night?
Ready?
That was me. Good morning, shop. Good morning. There we go.
All right.
Hi.
The second, I don't understand what it is in human psyche that the second time you hear the same question,
Yeah.
you automatically have to be more enthusiastic. It's the easiest poll.
The world has a mental problem, man.
Amen. Hit us with some headlines. Speaking of mental problems.
Okay. Member groups meet up galore. T-minus 6 days and counting. Upcoming lounge rentals to note. Who can name the son of Nelson Alfonso?
And feel free to just
Shut up, Wayne. That's Wayne already gonna let the cat out of the bag. See, I told you, I already know. But
yeah.
he has
There's-
so much inside information.
You think one mic's bad? Is it Pops?
Why?
No, I think it's just bad. You had it last time. Yeah.
Bad mic.
Bad mind.
We'll calibrate these after the show, which we should have done before the show, but
So you're saying I should yell?
yeah. Bring the heat. Bring the heat.
All right.
But what's up?
By the way, if you're coming to us from a foreign country like Chicago, let us know and we will say good morning to you in your native tongue. That goes for Larry Adams, who's in LaGrange, Missouri. Good day, mate.
Good
He
morning.
lives for this.
Marty Upton, good morning.
What show is this?
This
Like
is
360 something.
366.
So there's
366.
365 days a year, so we've been doing this for a year and a day.
That's right.
That's nice.
It's
Yeah.
in 2 years we're gonna be good. But
Yeah.
we just have to trust the process.
Trust the process. Believe and commit.
Look, we got a lot of stuff going on here.
We do.
So I think we need to get right into some meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Where do you want to hit first?
Well, I noticed that was at a restaurant the other day. Not real clean.
What
Not
what
real
restaurant?
clean. It's one that you turned me on to. It's in towards Little Elm. And what I'm saying, I'm not going to say who it is or what it is, but I'm just going to say it is definitely important.
Yes.
That you put a spit shine, and maybe not use spit as much as they do, but a spit shine
Right.
on your plate.
I think I know which one you're talking about. You kind of feel it on your shoes when you walk
Kind of
in.
feels sticky.
Yeah, it's just a little. You can tell they used something to clean it,
I
but it
think
wasn't a
I
cleaner.
think it just loosened up what was there, and then it just
It
kept
exfoliates all
Kept-
of the shit
tacky.
out of
Kept
the.
it tacky.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty tacky floors. You are not
So-
going to slip in this place.
So we should make sure. Maybe explain why.
So here's the deal. About a couple few times a year, we strip this place down and scrub every single surface. And that is happening tomorrow morning.
It is.
So we're going to have a crew of our team and our family in here. So please, if you come in at noon tomorrow, we will probably still be going after it. But every surface, everywhere is going to be hit. So this place is going to be smelling more like cleaner than it is going to be
Yeah.
cigars for a while.
Your cigars have a hint of ammonia and vinegar.
Which is generally what you don't want.
It's generally what you don't want, but we will work hard to get that pushed out of this building.
The lounge looks good. The team has done a great job of paying
Yeah, for
attention
sure.
and keeping it good.
We
But
clean it every night, but it's not It's not
full
scrub the
on
walls, yeah.
scrub every wall, hit it with steamers, open areas that have not been opened, dusting area. I mean, every single thing is going to be.
We have 5,200 square feet that's visible to the world. So that's a lot of walls that go 16 feet up. So we got our work cut out for us.
We have our work cut
By
out
the
for
way,
us.
it's going to be 79 degrees, no wind, just like today, and we won't be playing golf,
That
which is a crime in and of itself.
I know that really does. I think when you look at tomorrow being the perfect opportunity to play golf and not doing it, to do this, it just feels like the right thing to do. From a business ownership standpoint,
Let's keep telling ourselves that.
this is what I'm saying out loud to convince myself this is the right thing for us to do.
Okay.
We should not be playing golf on the perfect day to play golf. That
The more you
Might
talk
be the
about it,
last
the more
one.
I'm pissed. So let's get on to the next one.
look, the shop's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It's going to be completely.
You can eat
freshed
off the
up.
floor, and the good news is our wings eaten off the floor are perfect.
That's what Jamon said.
Jamon, it is official. Jamon Hackley, the owner of Definition Cigars, came in last night with a threat. If you don't have wings, I'm leaving. Because he had them the night before and lost his mind. So he brought in his lovely
What up,
wife,
Dustin?
half, and they came in and just destroyed some wings. He said there is nothing better in the DFW area that's as good as this one.
I will say there's no cigar lounge that has wings like this in the greater DFW Frisco Little Elm area.
And it goes back to our friend Brian Matola from Cavalier that was here the
That
other
just
day.
made your day, didn't it? That
It
made your week.
absolutely, it made my life, but it was so, when you have somebody that's job was to hire Michelin chefs at the Ritz-Carlton, he knows good food. And for him to say that our Harbinger burger is the best burger he's ever had was a statement.
And to make a Facebook post like that, that was
He made an incredible Facebook post to the Cavalier group, but the way he put it, I had the best burger, I had the best meal, and then you realize it was in a cigar lounge. Yeah. So,
This is the 5th time I've heard you say this week, and I love it. I love the fact that you're that excited about it, and it meant that much because you think about everything that goes into the point to just get a burger on the table. But in that moment,
let's start back to a year and a half ago when the city said you had to have food in order to have a bar, and I did not want that at all.
you remember that we were going for the liquor license. They're like, "All right, well, send us your food menu." They said, "Well, we don't have a food menu." I said, "You want a bar?" "Yeah." "Well, congratulations, you're a restaurant owner now."
Yeah.
Holy shit,
So you
man.
start.
That's literally how it went.
Start doing something you don't want to do, and then a year and a half later, you hear that it's some of the best food somebody's ever had in a cigar lounge, which we set out to do the best we can and everything else that we participate in. But to go from hate it to okay, I'm glad we did it.
I am glad we did it. I'm glad we did it this way. And Chef Georgie is phenomenal. Gabby, if you're not in the lounge and you haven't met Gabby, you should come to the lounge to meet Gabby. She's helping immensely on the kitchen side of things. And
Well, try to catch her. She never stops.
that's a good point.
She never.
She is the sweetest little thing on the planet. She's just so sweet and kind. She's got a great character. Georgie is a tremendous guy.
Last time here, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but I don't drink, but I do enjoy Athletic beer, which is this incredible non-alcoholic beer. By the way, today's show is brought to us by Busch.
Bavarian.
If you're gonna have a beer, have Busch.
Bavarian. How did you pull that one out of
Well, the reason I did that is because I know Athletic doesn't really have any money, but Budweiser does. So I'm thinking, let's go after them for a preemptive sponsorship. But here's Gabby. I have 3 of them. She comes up and she goes, Jacob said we should call you an Uber. I'm like, God, I love this girl.
If I'm going to get cut off by anyone, Gabby's who I want to get cut off by.
Exactly.
That's it. United Cigar Group coming in. Good morning, Oliver. Good morning. Yes, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the team. It's to a point where, I was speaking with Mike Choate. We had this 5-star review come in this week, and I sent it over to Mike. I was like, "Who is this guy?" He's like, I'm not quite sure what that 5-star came from. It could be any one of these guys who came through. And the fact that he had to kind of remember which one of these guys had a great time
Yeah.
just shows that he is operating and takes everything with the same kind of push and the same drive. So
Yeah.
right now, look, I think you and I think if we pull the curtains back a little bit, because it's Saturday morning, over the last 8 years, we've never linked together a full quarter without the bottom dropping out one way or another.
Yeah.
So it's a very uncomfortable time because the team gels, and it's been good for a couple months. So I'm just...
I will say right now, no disrespect to previous staff members, this is the best team. The Hannah, our new bartender, blew people away last night.
Really? That was her first night.
And Nicole last night said, I haven't had a drink since Mother's Day, but this girl can make a drink. And she was blown away.
That is excellent.
And everybody was loving it. We have a new guy that's coming in.
Eric,
that this team is as good as it's ever been.
it feels like, back, this is why you stick your kids in sports, is because it teaches you about life, because you can learn what a bad team does, what a good team does. And we had the fortunate ability in high school to have a football team that was top tier. It was, as a matter of fact, I just looked at Max Prep. I was doing some nostalgia. We were the 128th best team in the nation, and we were a Class B school. We were... It was
a state with 1,500,000 people.
Yeah, right. In a school that our graduating class had 285 kids, and of that, 3 played professional football. It was a top tier team, and this team reminds me of that team. Right. Is everyone just they just love on each other. If they have an issue, they bring it up. Hopefully, and it, just the way that it's gelling right now, it's just a matter of how do we continue to roll. And how do we just incrementally get better with what we do? Yeah. But I know that was nowhere on the script, but I thought important for us to kind of...
No. I will say this. I had the privilege, and this is, again, not on script, and hopefully you guys can hear me, but yesterday I had the privilege to meet Norm Hooten. And Norm has a cigar line called Hooten Young. And Norm was one of the main guys in the real Black Hawk Down, not the movie. And he was an incredible person. And I'll tell you the rest of the story later. But the one thing that he noticed was it was early, so there wasn't a lot of people in here. But just the way our staff flowed, kept everything clean, kept doing their stuff. And after a while, he interrupted me and he goes, I just got to say, this is the best cigar lounge I've ever been in, ever. And
that's great.
But what triggered it was the reaction that he was having to our staff. There are a lot of pretty lounges.
There are a lot of pretty lounges. Good morning. Good morning.
Gents.
Good morning. You're right. There are a lot of pretty lounges out there. But this place is the best. It's the people. It's the people. So, thank you. If you're watching, thank you. If you're here, just thank you all the way through.
Yeah.
Let's get to script, which is important. Let's go through an important... I think let's go maybe house cleaning here, which is lounge rentals.
Yeah, let's get that.
We do have some lounge rentals that are coming up that may affect access just briefly.
A couple hours here, a couple hours there.
Yeah, that's right. So starting with June 12th, this is the first time we've ever had this, but we have a complete and total full rental of the lounge. It's Thursday, June 12th.
Yep.
Tickets will be required to enter. We are not doing the ticket sales.
No.
It is actually Matt Sapala, and he is running this Cigars, Wealth, and Whiskey event. Mm-hmm. He's done it previously. They are completely taking this place over. It's a mastermind. It's like a TED Talks meets whiskey and cigars.
Meets financial meets people that want to succeed and are succeeding. Matt is one of our Apex members, which is what cleared the path for him to be able to rent this entire place.
Yes, and this does include Apex from 6 p.m. to close on that Thursday. So all our members, they all get discounts off the tickets to come in. The patio is going to be open, and as a matter of fact, we have to scrape all of this furniture out of here for it. So We'll have so feel free to come hang on the patio.
The beauty of expansion is we can now say yes to somebody that says, I want to do an event with 125 people,
150, yeah.
150.
Yeah, we
So,
couldn't do that.
Good news.
It is.
And look, this is something that we actually sponsored his last event, which was done at an office park. And then they had to smoke cigars out kind of like on the parking lot in this little patio area. And if you have an event that starts with cigars, have a place where you can actually smoke cigars in the same room that you're going to have your meeting.
That's right. Yep, that is.
But what that does do is it does lend itself to what does somebody have to do if they were interested in doing an event,
Holla at your boy.
which is who?
Me.
Okay.
Just contact me and we'll make it happen. Jim Trader, what's up?
That's it. Holler at your boy at industrialcigars.com. That'll go right.
It is a long email address,
It is.
I will admit, but it wasn't taken, so we
Is it
took it.
holler or holla?
Both. They both
Okay.
directed the same.
All right. I'm just making sure.
The funny thing is it all directs right to ICC@info, and that's it.
There you
So long way to get to a short bit, but that is June 12th. June 14th, we have a couple of things. It's going to be busy on the 14th
Damn.
because the 14th, we have Cars and Cigars in the morning. And then we have from 1 to 6 in Atabay, we have a private engagement party.
Yeah.
That's 1 to 6. It's generally pretty quiet during that time anyway, so it's not going to affect
Yeah.
too many people. And then at 6 o'clock moving forward, come on in. But that will be locked down. And then June 14th, same Saturday in the evening. It's not a full rental, but it is kind of a reservation. Fuselage is going to be full with Fathers Who Finance.
Yeah.
That's Chung Collins, one of our Atabay members,
Yeah.
bringing in a bunch of guys. So they'll talk. It'll be kind of networking. There'll be some mic'd up conversation. But
I like their model, Fathers that Finance, which is great. You finance the raising of your children. Then you default on it and they repossess your kids.
yes,
It's great.
yes,
It's a great strategy.
it's a great. And then you sell them to
that's
the
one way
Mexican
to get
cartel. That is exactly
And
right.
That's how you get them off the payroll.
That's how you get them off payroll.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
That.
guys had your kids repossessed?
Can I do it at 26?
Yeah.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
So those are the things that are going on. And if you're an ICC member, check your email just for
Yeah.
that. We'll send it back out for over communicating what's happening. We don't want you to walk in the door and then have to be turned away.
Now, I noticed that you just leapfrogged over First Friday.
Because that's not a rental, that's an event. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, okay.
Go.
So what happens on First Friday?
Well, we're launching this bad boy right here.
Yeah.
Cosmos.
Sure.
Cosmos.
Is that named after my new dog?
Sure.
Okay.
It is.
That's creative.
That dog sucks.
Don't you talk about my dog.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you go away from Charlie. You have the best dog in the world, and then all of a sudden this little brain dead dumbass comes walking in the door, pissing everywhere and shaking, and you're like, "Oh, look at this new dog."
Wasn't my idea.
That wasn't. None of them were your
I
idea.
learned about it on the golf course from somebody else but my wife.
Well, this cigar is not named after a stupid little chihuahua. This one is Cosmos. This is our ICC exclusive with German engineered cigars. Been working on it since 2022.
Yeah.
Lancero full bodied.
It is a full-bodied Connecticut Lancero.
It changes the way you look at Connecticut wrappers, but it is unbelievable. The pre-sale is live on those. You can pick them up next Friday. We don't have a ton. We only have 50 boxes. A number of those are spoken for, and the rest will be gone soon thereafter. We'll go back into production on them, but we want to see how these are doing first. But
It's special.
I haven't pulled it out of inventory yet. I need to do that. But I swear to God, I have a box in my car, and I am just carrying this thing with me at all times. It's like my little blankie. I'm just holding this thing.
So I affectionately call it the Nicole because one of our members is a avid Lancero smoker. The first time I smoked this, I thought of her, and I gave her one. In the box that you stole from the show, I gave her one.
We did. I swear to God.
Stole the shit.
But it wasn't full steal because we're like, Oliver, I just want you to know, we're stealing this.
Yeah. You can charge us if you want.
No,
But
it's okay.
It's okay. But so I gave one to Nicole,
Uh-huh.
and so she's like, "When do they go on sale?" I told her. She goes, "Okay, can we start with 3 boxes and then get some more?" I'm like, "We have 50." So there's some real calculations going on in her brain right now on how many to get, but she's getting 3 boxes.
When you smoke one, I think Chris he's getting a few they're gonna go away and just enjoy them. They will end up coming back, but just get them, be part of the first run, let those age out, just have some fun. That
We
is,
should do a little Gen 1 stamp or
that's
something.
kind of what I was thinking too, and it's cool because we did it the right way. You know, they have their own boxes. Usually when you do house things, you stick a subpar label on it, you know, you get them in bundles and good luck. But this is a full production exclusive. I am extremely, extremely satisfied with that cigar.
The exciting thing is the similar projects that we have in the works with others.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much detail we want to go into.
I think we just say the name of it because the name of it is cool. And I feel like we need this because once it comes out, someone's going to try to rip it off. So we need to have some sort of evidence that on Saturday, May 31st at 10:53 a.m., we are working on a cigar that will release this year in 2025.
This will be an ICC cigar.
Yes. And it is called Salient. And it's really cool on the backside. It's just this. There's a lot of different directions we can go with it. And the Salient project that we're going with is going to be cool. It's just something that stands out, something that is above and beyond, something that has a great story behind it. This is going to be cool.
That's going to be.
Derek Coleman, save you a few for how long? Just give me that in a comment because I can let you know if that's a possibility or not. But good morning. Thank you, everyone, for joining us Saturday at the shop, episode 366.
I miss DC.
I miss him too. I miss him too.
Yep.
Yeah, good dude. Good dude. So that is coming first Friday, this cigar. Make sure you're here for it. It's going to sell out. Enjoy it while it lasts. We brought, I think, only 30 boxes for the first run. So if you miss out on them, you can still, if you get up front, you want to reserve them.
We can outkick our coverage by another 20 boxes.
616 Derek Coleman, that is a tough ask. 10 extra day, that's going to be I don't know if I can make that promise.
Man, go online and order them.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
easy.
There you
That
go.
locks
I'll
you in.
hold them, buy them and we'll hold them. We won't smoke yours unless it's 617.
We might have to test them.
We might have to test them. Let's talk you're talking events. I think we've got to roll with these member groups that are happening.
Do that. The member groups are awesome.
We have the firearm group that is meeting up this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Adrian Barunda, Kathleen Barunda coming in, sitting, talking cigars. It's just going to be a nice, relaxing afternoon coming up here and just being around like-minded people.
Yeah.
Let's keep it simple.
So the member groups, this concept has really taken root. Multiple different member groups that are out there. The beauty of the member groups is they're led by our members and different categories. We have one coming up, our leader of the dad's group.
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday?
Oh,
Wednesday,
man.
dad's group. I'm jacked.
I cannot wait for that. The last one was special, man. It gets really, really deep. It gets pretty to the core.
Yeah, and then isn't today the distilled?
Yep.
So explain that.
Yeah, I explain it for you. It is Barrel Age Society led by Chris Hockenberry. They have we were looking pretty low on tickets and we went on a tear. So we were going to do it in Parlor. We're going to move that to Fuselage. That's this evening. And they are featuring Manique Tequila.
Yeah, which is a local or not a local distiller, but the owners are local.
The owners are local now from Tequila. And this Lulu, she is a riot, man. Her personality is just great. She's a flamenco dancer. She keeps telling Ollie, hey, do you want me to bring my flamenco dance and stuff and I can dance for everyone?
Where was she when Yelly Belly was here last week? That was a
They could have done a dance off.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonight is going to be great. We will be featuring the Manique Añejo and pairing, and there's going to be some education. It's just going to be a great time to come in. And I think
Chris is super knowledgeable about the spirits side of things, and then you're going to have the owner of the distillery here, but his knowledge of pairing with cigars is excellent.
Chris.
And he came up, and he came up. He's the member that's leading that, and he came up to do research, which sounded really difficult. Oh, I got to come up and smoke cigars and drink this
Right.
tequila.
Right.
Sounds like a real
Tough life we live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What other groups are there? There's a golf group that's kind of headed.
It's kind of a that's not even an official group. There will be.
There should be.
There should
we
be.
can do.
There will be a little travel group that's gonna fire up here pretty soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. But the question is, what do I need to do to become a member, or what do I need to do to be in a member group? Honestly, if you go to one dad's meeting, which we should open that up so people can bring dads that are not members for that at some point, because that is, if it isn't already.
Guest coming up that's going to talk this week.
Oh, you have a guest coming in.
Yeah,
Okay.
Executive of a group out of Grapevine, raised 3 kids.
Great. So we're going to learn some stuff this
I
week.
think, I think if prospective members had a chance to see what happens on the other side, on the member side of the fence, I will say this though, because of the amount of new members, particularly in Atabay, there is a point where we might have to tap the brakes
I think, well, here's the deal.
on new members.
I think we're still fine,
Okay.
which is important for us to mention. If you are an Atabay member, check your email, or Apex member, check your email, because we do have a new guest policy that launches tomorrow.
And that'll resolve something.
That will resolve some of it. Yeah, I think that was a big question when we started. It was, hey, how are we handling the guests and how are we doing? It's like, look, for the first year, let's just run it and bring them, and then once it gets to a point where we're too full, then we'll pull it back.
Word.
So now we're at that point where we gotta pull it back a
I
little
want to
bit.
make sure members have a place to sit.
Yeah, and look, this was communicated as well, which is just, once we get to a point where now we're at capacity, all right, then we'll start trimming. Okay, so now we're going to start trimming a little bit, and then we'll start seeing what that looks like, and then we can determine if we cut off new memberships or not. But we're getting, I'm with you, we're getting close, but we'll get a more accurate look.
200.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. But member groups is a huge added value. To be able to be, especially with the dads group, you sit in there with a group of dads, have a cigar, have a cocktail, and have a bunch of dads sit there and go through their demons, and you got guys who are crying, and you got it's powerful, because we're not allowed to do that as dads.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to kind of break down.
First of all, it was allergies. That's all I'm going to tell you. I wasn't crying.
That's what I thought it was,
It
too.
was allergies.
It's the
and
flowers.
The pollen,
it's
and
the flowers
there
in the
were
room.
Flowers in there.
Yeah,
And I'm allergic to people that drink tequila,
yeah.
which means I'd be crying.
I was crying in like 8 seconds. I was like started. I was like, "Hi, I'm Brandon." I don't
even know if this is where I'm supposed to be.
It wasn't great. It was not great, but the group was great. Let's make a pivot and a close with one thing. Nelson.
What is Nelson Alfonso's son's name?
Fabio.
It is. It is.
Gotcha. That's not the one you were going for, was it?
That wasn't the one, but that's good. Nelson has 2 sons. Nelson Alfonso, owner, creator, Atabay, owner of Selected Tobacco. Maybe the finest cigar on the planet, if you ask me. His son, Nelson Jr., not Fabio. I love Fabio too, though.
He's a good dude.
But Nelson Jr. has actually been here with Nelson. And he's about your age, isn't he?
Yep, same age.
Yeah.
Kids the same age.
Kids same age, everything. So Nelson Jr. was given the opportunity to blend his own cigar with a little bit of guidance from his dad.
Mm-hmm.
There is a cigar that will be coming out maybe next year. We've seen pictures of it. And it's called the Nelson.
I'm gonna put a photo up there for anyone who's watching of what this looks like.
So the Nelson cigar has never been available ever, and it is. We have 40 boxes coming. In these boxes, and some of you have seen the Atabey and Byron gift sets that are 5 cigars in tubes in a matching porcelain ashtray. This will be the first chance to actually get to smoke a Nelson cigar.
I wish I could zoom in on this image because when you
It's
see the image of Nelson on there,
it's kind of this old school top hat, but then when you actually know what his son looks like, you realize it's him.
and they just drew a mustache on him. That's what we saw at the show when we were walking out. Like, hold it, that's just a picture with a mustache drawn on it.
Yeah, but and it's a beautiful porcelain ashtray, old leaf, everything on it.
It's for the set. It's what is it? 150 bucks?
160 bucks.
160 bucks? Yeah.
So you get 5 of the cigars in this beautiful box that comes with this porcelain ashtray that would probably sell for $50, $100. And we'll get about 40 of them. And
Say 40 or 50?
40.
Okay.
And I have call it 36 because we each have to have one because it's the first. It's the first.
I have to do it.
When we do actually get Nelson here, I want him to sign it. I want to leave it in my collection. But they should be en route from Boston. So, and I'm sure Oliver's listening. He's going to make sure that he tracks that order to make sure it's here. Super excited about that.
I am very excited. I haven't tried the cigar yet.
I've only seen it.
I've only seen the packaging for it. I don't know if that's actually the cigar. And also, Nelson Jr. did have his hands on another cigar by accident, is the Byron Distinguido. Because I think he's the one that accidentally put the wrong wrapper on the Distinguido. And he put that Maduro wrapper.
Yeah.
And then I think those two ended up getting in a little bit of a fight. They smoked the cigar and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So
because on paper it shouldn't work.
And I could completely be remembering that story wrong, but I
know the
think,
cigar Nelson affectionately refers to it as the mistake. So
yeah, and I don't know. I know there was something there, but it sounds like a good enough story we can go with.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
They would have believed it until you said that.
Well, you got to be honest though. I'm just not quite sure. I don't want to spread misinformation, you know. But those will come. Oliver said they did ship. Let's figure out that tracking number and figure out when they're going to be here. Yeah. That is going to be going to be a great cigar.
That's going to be sold out in 20 minutes.
And hold on to it for when Nelson does come in here.
Yeah.
Because sign the box, the whole presentation, it's just beautiful. Yeah. So I think that's everything we've got.
I want to make an observation. We're watching ESPN The Ocho. Made famous by the famous movie Dodgeball, which I'm sure the movie created the channel.
No doubt about it.
But we watched axe throwing, and now we're watching professional wiffle ball.
There was professional kickball before that.
Just know that if you decide that you're going to play kick the can or push the wheel into traffic, that someday you might be on TV.
That's right. There is a future
I
in
think
it.
That there's a future in it. Hey, let's roll a tire across the tollway and see if anyone hits it. Let's cover that on the Ocho.
When we were watching this before the show started, I thought, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why would ESPN do this? And then the ticker flew across, and it was the Ocho.
Yeah.
Immediately changed this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I love it. Yeah. I love it. And they are in front of a sold-out practice soccer field facility there. No, I mean, 8-9 people, including the camera crew.
Do they go to the bar and then brag, "Yeah, I'm here for a wiffle ball"? Thinking that the chicks are going to be impressed. What's wiffle ball? Well, it's like baseball, but it's plastic.
Yeah, that's right. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Patches Overland.
Now, if they start throwing wrenches at that guy, I'm watching.
I'm watching.
I'm going to pay for that ticket.
100%. All right, let's get out of here. Let's rock and roll. We got a lot of stuff to do.
Thank you guys all for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
The crowd goes wild.
And that's it. We've got a lot going on. Pay attention to the socials. Pay attention to all this stuff. Estimated delivery 6/2. That's Monday.
Monday.
Get ready for the Nelsons on Monday.
Yep.
Get ready for Cosmos on Friday. Let's party. Let's enjoy life.
That's it.
We're out.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace.